There we are. Hi, everybody. I want to know where you have been. We haven't got to chit chat or anything in forever. As I know it's my fault, but things happen. You get busy. You know how it goes. But anyway, welcome everybody. This is Cheree's Buddies channel, and my name's Cheree, and I just want to welcome you and hope you're having a good day. This is nothing in particular. It's just a little chit chat. Tell you a little bit about myself, and I have been getting a little bit of questions because I told everybody to send me questions if they want to know anything, if they're curious or anything, and I would try to answer them. So I'm going to get to a few of them today. Anyway, this is a religious channel and a little bit of this and that channel too, and we do different kinds of stuff. Update on Kitty. I think she's about ready to go. I really thought she went yesterday because her stomach looks different. I've got a kitty cat that's going to have kittens, and I've never done that before. I've never had a cat that has kittens, so I don't really know what to expect or what to, you know, I've Googled it and everything, but her belly was like this. Now it's more like this, so I don't know if she's had her kittens, because we can't find them if she has, or if the kittens have dropped. I don't know if kittens do that, but if they have kind of dropped and it made her sides go down, you know, it's hard to tell. So anyway, if she hasn't had them yet, she's going to go any day now, I'm sure of it. So that's that. We went out of town on Saturday to see some of my birth family. I was adopted when I was 8 months old, and I found my birth family when I was in my 20s. And I always knew I was adopted, and I went, I just wanted to know about health issues for one thing, because you really are in the dark. You know, you don't know. But I wrote a letter to the newspaper in Harrodsburg, Kentucky, because that was where I was born. And I wrote a letter to the editor and asked him, I'd called him first and said, if I send you a letter, would you put it in the paper? And he said, of course. So anyway, I sent a letter to the editor and told them my birthday, where I was born, any information I thought I might have known about my birth parents that was told to my mom and dad, but I don't know if it was correct, you know, blah, blah, blah. And if anybody had any information, to call me. Well, I was at work, and my husband, my late husband, had told me when I got home, or no, he called me at work, and he said, you've got a phone call to make when you get home. And I said, I do. And I said, who is it? And he said, well, I think you've got a brother. And I said, I got a what? And I mean, I was standing up and sitting down. I've got a what? What? A brother? Seriously? You know, because I was an only child growing up. And I said, are you sure? And it's like, they're pretty sure it's you. So, oh man, I couldn't get through work fast enough. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this other than my husband. My mom and dad didn't know I was doing it, because I really didn't think I'd find out anything. I really thought I was just doing it to get it off my mind. I could say I tried, move on, you know. Never dreamed really that it would actually work, because people search and hire private investigators and everything and still don't find out. And I just wrote a little flimsy letter to a newspaper. I mean, but anyway, we went to his parents' house to eat dinner. So I sit there through the whole dinner, because I was supposed to call him, I think at 6 or 6:30. So, you know, we were trying to eat and everything, and I was like, oh man, I want to get home. I want to get home. So we went ahead and got home, you know, and I called him. Well, I had recorded the phone conversation, and I don't know what happened to the tape. But anyway, I had called him, and I thought it was really nerve-wracking, because you don't know what to expect, you know. And, you know, we said our highs, and you think I'm your sister, and blah, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, we've already got stuff going out to you in the mail about us and stuff. And I said, I mean, like, what if it's not me? Great, now I've wrote this letter. These people that might not even be my family are sending me stuff. Now I'm going to have to let them down if it's not right. You know, I thought, oh no, what have I done? But anyway, I said, are you sure that it's me? Because, I mean, I didn't want to start a big ruckus or nothing, you know. And he said, no, they're sure it's you, because you were the only girl born that day in the that hospital. And I said, seriously? And they said, yes, it has to be you. And then he asked me how tall I was. And I thought, oh man, this is probably a bunch of circus people or something, or they're probably, you know, I was probably going to be a tall girl, and they're all not tall, so they've put me up for adoption because I was going to be different. Great. So I said, well, I'm 6'1". he said, really? He goes, I'm 6'10". And I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, no, we got a brother at 7 foot. I'm like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, we need to be tall. I'm like, okay, that's good. I mean, everything goes through your mind, you know. I mean, growing up, you try to figure out, you know, wonder if my mom was like a star or something, you know, wonder if she was like a singer or something, and she couldn't handle a kid, so she put me up for adoption, you know, maybe it's Dolly Parton. And you can probably figure out why I thought that, but anyway. Anyway, I mean, you go through all kinds of things, you know, and I thought, well, maybe it's one of my aunts, and maybe she got married out of wedlock, and Mom and Dad took me, you know, or something back then. But no, it turned out that I did find the right people. And, you know, even to ease the question mark the other, well, I won't say the other day, it's a couple of months ago or so, my daughter sent her DNA to Ancestry.com, and she got her stuff back, and she got a hit. And the hit was like a second, I think, cousin of mine, second or third cousin on my birth father's side. So I am that right, you know, bunch of people. We all knew what we was talking about. So anyway, we went to see them, and I did meet my birth mother at that time when we all arranged to see each other. I've seen several of my half brothers and half sisters and stuff. I had 2 full brothers, and one the state took me is what it was, and I had another. I've got 2 full brothers. Okay, I'm the baby of everybody. I'm the baby of the family. Okay, and then there was a brother born before me. The state took him too. Don't have no idea where he went. No idea. All I know, he's born in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. That's all I know. I mean, you know, it could be, I don't know. But anyway, and then I've got my other full brother. Okay, then I've got 2 half sisters, 3 half brothers. I've met the majority of them. I haven't met them all. And then I've got gobs and nieces, nephews, great nieces, great nephews, blah, blah, blah. And great nephew I got to meet Saturday when I was in Kentucky visiting everybody. And anyway, I'm still I was real close to one of my half brothers. He was the oldest actually, but me and him clicked. We were funny. We kidded people. I mean, we were just like each other's guts. We just were the same. Well, he passed away several years ago, and that broke my heart because I really, really clicked with him more than anybody. But I still stay in touch with his family, is actually who I went to visit, and I'm still really good in touch with them. And I've got some more of my half-sister's daughters on my Facebook and stuff. So, and then I've got my third cousin, George. So, anyway, that's that story. I didn't mean to get off into all that, but I guess you just learned something else about me. I don't know why I ventured off into that, but anyway, that's who I went to see Saturday. So, and we never got there. We got about 45 minutes into our trip, and Oscar's like, I didn't get my phone. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, well, can't you just use my phone? No, I've got to have my phone. So I turn around, go all the way back home. In the meantime, our low pressure tire pressure light went on. So I'm like, oh, gosh, seriously? So anyway, we come home. He airs up all the tires, which it needed because he said it drove so much better. He just didn't realize they were low. And got his telephone because they had, I knew what it was. He collects antiques, you know. So anyway, he cap guns. When little boys played years ago, cap guns. He found a set of cap pistols with the holster and everything. Well, he wanted his phone because he needed to call them people and get that all straightened out because he was going to pick that up while we was going that direction. I knew he had to do something with something because he could have used my phone, you know, but whatever. That's him, and that's how he is, and I don't care. I love him anyway. I can't change him, and he can't change me, so we're stuck with each other. But anyway, and we finally got going on our trip, and we had a good visit and everything, and got back home that evening, and that's what we did Saturday. And I thought for sure that cat would have kittens when we're gone. I said, why don't you watch Petunia? She'll have them kittens when we're gone, but she didn't. Not that I know if she ain't had them yet. If I find out, I'll let you know. If I can find them or hear them or whatever. But anyway, that's about it. And I was going to go over some of these questions. I probably won't get to all of them, but feel free to put in the comments any questions you want to ask me. And I thank you all for your comments. You're so sweet, and you brag on me and stuff, and I'm not on here for that, but it's so sweet to see. So I really appreciate it. Well, one person asked me, does my hubby know that I have this channel? And yes, he does. He knows I've got it. He's real supportive of me most of the time. It takes a lot of our Wi-Fi or downloading, whatever that stuff is, to do it. It takes a lot of our signal or whatever in the house to download my videos. I try to keep them as short as I can. This one might not be so short if my camera don't kick off on me. But anyway, yes, he does know. He does know. And I might try to stick him in one of these pretty soon. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yes, he does know. One person asked me how I met my husband. Well, you all know that I lost my husband. And anyway, I didn't sit around on the couch and diddle-doddle around and feel sorry for myself, which I really, really could have. And I probably should have more than I did. Having a hard time handling it sometimes. But anyway, I just put myself out there. Tom had cancer anyway, and he knew that, you know, inevitably he might pass away, you know. We didn't know it was going to happen when it did at all. We thought he was over the hump and everything was going to be hunky-dory, but I've told you that in another video. So anyway, he didn't want me going into my shell because I have trouble with depression and anxiety and stuff. He said, you just go on with your life. You're still young. You go on with your life, you know. So I did. A lot of people didn't understand that. I think they thought I should have spent a long, long time mourning. And I was mourning on the inside. And when I was home alone, they didn't see that. They just seen me out laughing and trying to have fun. I was half in shock and half just moseying through my day. But anyway, I got online. And my daughter came over and she got online with me on these date site things. I had only dated my first husband and my second husband. I never really dated nobody else in my whole life. So it was all new to me. I didn't know how you do all this stuff. So anyway, we'd look on the dating sites, you know, and we'd have a little chuckle over some of the people on there and stuff. Anyway, I went out with a couple people. I was very careful. I did not let them know who I was. I did not let them know where I lived. They didn't find out my true name till I got to know them or whatever. If we went out to eat, I met them there at the restaurant. I mean, if you girls are doing this dating thing, you have got to keep yourself safe, okay? That's first priority. I never went anywhere with any of them. I always met them wherever I went, even if it was a second date or whatever. I met them there. I left, went home. They left, went home. I made sure I moseyed around in case somebody was going to follow me. I mean, you really have to, even though they didn't and I could see where they went when we left the restaurant, I still was safe because you never know about people, you know. But actually, I didn't really meet anybody that was wacko or crazy or anything. Not really. Anybody that I went on a date with or anything was very nice men. And you don't just pop out a date with them, you know. I got to know them, you know, and I got to look at their Facebook and, you know, see how they really were in their life from way back, not just lately, you know. And I got to talk to them on the phone a lot before, you know, I decided, okay, I'll meet you somewhere for, you know, dinner or lunch or whatever it was. So anyway, I went through that a little while. Had one guy broke my heart because I wasn't ready for it. And I think Tom's death, everything, it just hit me all at once and I just about lost it. I really did. But I got over it. God saved me from that. God, I think, actually was teaching me lessons that I had never learned through my whole life about dating other people, what people will be like, you know, how to keep your guard up, that kind of thing. And I think he protected me, but he taught me enough of a lesson that, you know, you need to get yourself together, you know. But anyway, blah, blah. So I went out with a few people, and they were very nice. Oscar, I met on Match.com, and I talked to him on the phone. He worked out of town a lot. He was from a town over, Grayson, from me, and had no idea who he was. Never knew him, never met him, didn't have any paths that crossed ever, other than he built a house through Lowe's, and I think I might have been in the charge of credit when he did that. I don't remember. It seemed like I sort of do remember him. I knew his contractor that he used, so I asked questions to him about Oscar, you know. Anybody that I knew of that he might know, I was asking questions, and that was the only guy I really knew, was the guys at commercial sales and a contractor. And anyway, He was a Christian. I made sure of that. He worked out of town, like I said, a lot. He was home on the weekends. But anyway, long story short, I decided to go out on a date with him. You know, he asked me. But anyway, actually, the first time that I went anywhere with him, I hope this don't end because I don't want to do this all over again. It was Thanksgiving, okay? And I was at Walmart with my daughter. I was buying her Thanksgiving dinner and stuff for her. And I had plans that evening to go to my Aunt and Uncle's for Thanksgiving dinner. Well, anyway, he was home. And he was, I was at Walmart, and he said, I'm going to run, no. Am I telling this wrong? No, I'm right. It was on Thanksgiving. He said, I need to find a radar detector, speed detector. He said, and I was going to run over to Sam's and see what they had. Well, I mean, I was in Walmart, and we figured Sam's would be open. But anyway, I said, well, and my daughter's there, and I said, he wants me to go with him over to Sam's. What should I do? And she said, well, I mean, does he seem like he's okay? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. And because I looked, I said, well, let me look in here at Walmart too. You know, and I said, I'll buy it, you know, you can pay me back or whatever, you know, if they've got him here, but they didn't have the one he wanted. I said, okay. I said, well, I'll meet you at the mall in the parking lot. And I parked out by the traffic, you know, and everything. I didn't park anywhere secluded because the mall was closed. It was Thanksgiving Day. So anyway, I tell him what I'm driving. He tells me what he's driving. Well, he pulls up. It's this big, nice red company, big pickup truck, you know, and I love big old trucks and stuff, which really I was attracted to the truck. I really like the truck. Well, he opens the door and he gets out. Well, he slides out of the seat down, you know, and I'm like, oh, he's pretty short. He told me how tall he was, and actually at work I would look around at people that was about that tall, and I'd say, how tall are you? Like some of the guys or whoever, and I'd say, how tall are you? And they'd say 5'8" or 5'9" or whatever. And I'd say, come here and stand beside me. And we'd get in front of the mirrors, and I would look, and I'm like, does this look funny to you? Because I was taller than him. And so he gets out, and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty short compared to me. I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm not being a judgmental person. You know, that's no big deal, really, you know. So I get out, you know, and we shake hands and introduce ourselves to each other face to face. And he opens the door for me, and I get up in his truck. And as he's walking over to the other side of the truck, I make sure my door handle works so that I can get out if I need to. Because really, I mean, I knew him, but I didn't know him, you know, so I was still careful. So, you know, and I thought, well, I'm bigger than him, and I know I can outrun him because my legs are like twice as long as his, so I think I'm good there, you know. But he was very nice, and his truck was very nice and neat and tidy and clean and stuff, and I could just tell that he was not a pretentious person. So anyway, you know, I get in the truck, and he goes, well, I called Sam's, and they're closed. And I'm like, oh. He said, if you don't want to go, I understand. He said, or if you want, we can just drive around and talk. And I said, well, okay. And he said, I can take you to where I live and stuff and show you about where I live. I hope I'm still recording. I can show you about where I live. And I said, you know, we'll just drive around and talk. So we did. I said, okay. So we drove around and talked for about an hour, hour and a half. Found out a lot of stuff about each other, grandchildren, different things. He drove me by his house because I thought if he's going in his driveway, this chickie is not getting out of his truck. But he didn't. He drove by his house, showed me where he lived. It's a beautiful home, beautiful subdivision. Anyway, we just drove around. He took me back, you know, to the mall. It takes about an hour or hour and a half. He's coming back right now. But anyway, and one thing led to another, and the next day was Black Friday, and I happened to be off on Black Friday. I worked retail. That was the first Black Friday I think I'd ever been off, and I thought, thank you, Jesus. And he said, well, let's go tomorrow. And so he did pick me up that time, and he took me to, I think he did. Did he pick me up? Yeah, I believe he did. I believe I let him know where I lived because he showed me where he lived, and you know, and I knew he was telling the truth. So anyway, one thing led to another, and we dated and stuff, and then he'd hurry home on his weekends off, and his brother always teased him because he got speeding tickets all the time because he was trying to hurry home from wherever he was, and his brother told him he was lovesick. But eventually we got married, and we've been married 5 years now. So we've done well, and we're getting along fine now. It was a little rocky here and there, you know, but we did all right. So anyway, I'm so glad I met him, and I love him, and God put him in my life for a reason, I know, and we're doing good. But that's just a little bit about that. Someone asked me if I had any hobbies, and I really don't have any hobbies, really. I read my Bible a lot. I do my Bible journaling and stuff. And I mean, this all takes up a big part of my day. I mean, it's like a full-time job. I make it into one. I do my videos. I'm always doing my journaling, trying to get posted to our Facebook group page, Cherie and Sisters in Christ. So I'm always doing something like that. And I don't really have any hobbies per se, not really. My favorite book of the Bible is Ephesians. I love the book of Ephesians. I always have. And they asked me, who do I think that resembles my life in the Bible? And I really don't know. I really don't know the answer to that. I'll have to think on that one. I forgot that was on here. I will answer it, but I don't know. I'll have to do some studying. Let's see. Was there anything else? Seemed like there somebody asked something else, but I can't think of what it was right now. My favorite version of the Bible, I like the New Living Translation and the New King James Version. Those are about my favorite ones. But anyway, I thank you all for joining me, and I'm going to cut this video off now because I've been on here a while, and it'll take me a while to download it. But if y'all have any more questions, just put them in the comments, and I thank you for joining me, and I got my LOL earrings on today, so I thought you'd like that. And anyway, I'll keep you posted on the kittens, and we will see you all soon, and I'll answer some more of your questions. And remember to live, love, laugh, and because laughter's the best medicine. Bye-bye.